Sending off a child to college is like the first day of school, like kindergarten.
Frustrating and exciting and anxiety-inducing, good and not always not so good feelings all rolled into one, I would say.
There's anxieties. It may be stressful.
It's that time where you say, okay, we've helped them to make decisions, we've helped them to do things. Now they're going to be ready to do it on their own, and we've been super proud of the choices they've made, and we've worked through mistakes, and we've handled bumps in the road.
But still, you're gonna lose part of you, as part of us, the family, especially when you're close.
Obviously, you like to be able for your kids to be close, but I believe that it's best for them to walk in the path that they desire, and they make the decisions.
We let them make their own choice on the school, and we didn't say just because Dad works at Truman that you have to go to Truman.
Olivia and I always shared kind of a special bond doing girls' things together, and I knew I was going to miss those. But I was just so eager for her to go off and find new opportunities, and so I was excited and sad at the same time.
Well, I think my wife, she felt a little depressed that she was growing up, but for me, being a military veteran and kind of going out on my own at a young age, I was just happy to see her make the decision and ready for her to go and make her path and into the world.
You should know too, we didn't originally think we would be able to have children, and so we were married 11 years before we had Molly Shannon, and so sending her off to college was really, really emotional for us.
I remember distinctly when my two sons were going to college, as the summer was getting shorter and shorter and their departure was getting closer and closer, feeling that I haven't prepared them enough. I still have so much to teach them.
We were pretty convinced she was ready. We weren't sure we were.
I wanted to spend every minute with her, but I was excited for her, and I just thought frequently about the differences in our lives after she would be gone and away at college.
It was a different feeling too, not having, going from 3 to 2 and then 3 to 1 at home.
We're super involved in what the kids do. We try to go to as many games and activities, events. We try to be there to be the cheerleaders for them. And so that had been a big part of our life. And so as we kicked the first one out, just thinking, how that would affect us and how we would miss that part of our connection with her.
We were all kind of nervous in the car, I remember.
We broke it up. We didn't drive straight through, so it took a day or two to get out there.
And we had his younger brother with us because he insisted that he goes.
It was a good experience, a good bonding experience to get him in the car, and he couldn't escape all of our invasive questioning.
So my husband and I are in one car, and Molly and her sister are in another car, which was funny because being just a couple of years apart, they didn't maybe get along very well growing up too close together. But that moment that that Molly's gonna go away, they suddenly start to kind of become better friends, and so they're riding down together, and my husband and I are together in our vehicle, both of us fully loaded, of course, with all the goodies you have to take.
We pulled up and emptied out the car with all her stuff, and the whole time I was thinking, oh, Olivia, you just have too much stuff. This is never gonna all fit in your dorm room.
And we pulled right in, parked, and within 10 minutes, all of Leah's stuff was up. She was on the 5th floor of Missouri Hall. And within 10 minutes, everything was up, in a room or outside a room because of all the organizations that help.
Colleges really have this figured out, that you have that flurry of activity, and then there's a cutoff time. You have to say goodbye and get gone.
At West Point, things are a little bit different. We all march into this huge auditorium, and there's 1,200 people, 1,200 students in there with their parents, and this military officer comes in and says, you have 60 seconds to say goodbye to your child. And no kidding, we had 60 seconds to say what we wanted to say to him, and then he was out the door, and we didn't see him for another couple months until he got done with his basic training type experience out there.
Just the saying goodbye and how happy you were that your kid feels confident enough to take that leap and to be excited about that next step in their journey, but how precious they are to you, how really special that moment is that, okay, world, here's my baby, and ooh, how much that gets you.
We spent the day unpacking, and then when it was time to leave, it was just sad. I just remember getting very emotional. She was very emotional. We were both crying, and pretty much all the way home, I was just sad about it, and my husband kept reminding me, well, it's a new adventure, it's a new adventure. And I was like, I know, but I'm sad, so.
Yeah, and it took a while for us. We were driving slowly.
And it just the feelings just really kind of overwhelm you. And I remembered what my parents had said, because I went to college my freshman year and I went 1,000 miles away from home. And they said that they had to pull over, and my parents were super strong, farm folks who I didn't expect that from. A few tears were shed, and so my husband and I were sort of the same way. We stopped and got some sodas and sat there and talked a little bit.
Actually, Florida State University is in Tallahassee. I lived in Tallahassee. So from my front door to his residence hall, approximately 10 minutes.
Doesn't matter if it's 2 miles or 250. You're kind of wondering, what are they doing? You want to, in today's world of cell phones, you want to text them.
We just kept thinking, I wonder how much she'll call home. I wonder how much she'll come home.
You want to be able to get in the car and get over there on a moment's notice. And I think you gotta get over the anxiety and the stress and the feeling that you have to control every situation and just let them figure it out.
We had to find that balance. It was hard at first.
He wanted the on-campus living experience to be more independent, which it really helped him. It helped me kind of weaning both of us from parent being expected to be there to child who is becoming an adult and learning how to figure things out on their own.
My youngest went away 2 years ago also, and he went too far. Myself, I went too far. I came to Truman as an undergrad. It's overseas for me, and it was a big journey. I left my parents, but we take turns in life. But now it's their turn, and we want to help them as much as we can. Is it easy? No, and sometimes it's difficult.
We had a tradition of Saturday mornings going for breakfast, and that stopped. Sometimes on Sundays we would have different events that we would go to, kind of like the bonding experience and talking about how your week is going to go. That stopped. So I had to find other things to do.
She got so involved in campus life and Truman community that she wasn't coming home every weekend. And so there wasn't a big difference really in the house. But then when Erica left for school, now two out of the home and one left, it kind of had a different feel, kind of starting to feel that empty nest syndrome coming on, here in the next few years.
My husband and I are not looking forward to empty nest, other than we are very much looking forward to slowing down for at least a little bit.
I guess that means we'll get to do more with my wife, Alicia, and maybe play golf a little more too.
We often go to their rooms and clean them, and that's emotional, when we see their books, old books, their notes, their pictures, still there, and we keep it. We keep things as is, for us, and their mother likes that. And, every now and then she goes there to visit, and she gets emotional.
I wish I would have known that how fast it was going to go by.
What I think I wish I would have known was how much it is your whole heart going out there. How much that it isn't just buy them all the pencils and get them all set up and make sure there's gas in the car, but that it's gonna be an emotional thing that both gets you, but you're so happy about.
I was the first one in my family to receive a college education, and now just to see my daughters have the opportunity is really special.
When my son did his master's recital this spring and he was on stage, I saw him as the child, and I was just filled with a lot of emotion that I began crying. And people thought there was nothing wrong. It's just that you look at your child and you think how far they've come.
You know, you want them to obviously spread their wings, like they say, and mature, and it does really happen that way. You know, when I look at Leah now 4 years later and just how much she's matured and grown.
I always thought she was pretty mature and independent, but now she's just her own person. She's just really blossomed.
As parents, you love to watch that evolution, to see that happen.
Seeing your kid growing up through all the years, and then to see the continued growth as they went to college and now as they prepare for the next challenge in their life. I mean, it's just such a blessing to see your kid doing positive things.
In spite of all those things that they didn't know, in my opinion, they're doing just fine.
Our goal, as we told them very often, is to make them better than us, beat us in every way possible.
I just want the world to know about him because I think people need to know about him. So that's how proud I am.